And again, I want to just, continue to bring to the American peoples, again, some of the readings and statements of witnesses who did come forth. And here's another witness I want to bring out here. And another current black employee who had been with General Mills for 30 years spoke to the Kansas City Call anonymously. And he stated here, and I have on occasions have been called racist, he said, but somewhat you have to suck it up and continue. White violated procedures, not been punished, and four Caucasians were caught stealing company's property. Caught outside stealing company's property and were not given any punitive actions was taken against any of them. And a white supervisor said that he had given them permission to take the property, he said. And I just want to also bring out, again, issues here that these individuals wanted to talk to my former attorney. And I want to continue on here. And according to this employee, he had been reprimanded recently by lead mans in his department and the supervisor for minor infractions, while whites were not reprimanded. This foolishness starts with the plant manager, he says. He could put a stop to this foolishness, but he said, quote unquote, that the plant manager is a racist, and the racism comes from the top. And keep in mind, we're still talking about here, these are statements here back from 2003, and these are individuals, in my case, in my fight, that I wanted to continue to bring forth to the American people, that these individuals want to come forth and give not only statements concerning issues that they knew how I had been discriminated against, but their own personal discrimination cases and things that they had experienced because of racism down here at General Mills. And again, I want to bring out here another young lady here, and her name is Miss Karen, and she was 43, and she was employed with General Mills for 18 years, and before she was restricted on medical disability, and as a result of her injury to her neck and her back here. And she had statements and things that she wanted to state and give out as well. And Miss Karen, who is half black and half white, stated that she did experience racial discrimination while at General Mills. She indicated that the same employee that Mrs. Burrell and Kell had identified as being the main source, say, of a racist directed towards her. And she also stated here, and it would, at times he would yell, scream, and etc. And consistently say until she was at the point where she was not able to deal with it anymore, and she refused to work with this employee at this particular time. And on other occasions, employees, she has stated, would say racial things and behavior and behalf, in particular employees and other ones whom they did condone, say, by the floor supervisors and plant managers. So these are statements and things on individuals who they wanted to talk with my attorney. And see, my attorney, Jeffery A, they only talked to the two witnesses. General Mills knew that my attorney, he could have talked to a lot of witnesses at the time who would have given strong indications and strong evidence and things, and even their own experience about being discriminated racially wise. And see, and because of the fact that General Mills and my attorney had gotten together to manipulate and deceive me and making them believe that they had talked to all my witnesses, only to come to find out after the settlement, fraud, deceit, that he did not talk to any of them, but only two witnesses. Well, that shows right there, something's wrong with this end, because many of them wanted to come forth and they were not given that opportunity to talk to my attorney, and found out that the settlement was already done. It was considered, they found out that it was fraud, it wasn't right. They came forth to give statements here in the Kansas City Call, and they also gave statements also in the Kansas City Star. And because of such, a lot of them was outraged and really upset about this here. And so I don't, again, want to bring out issues and things, how that the settlement, it was done by fraud and deceit. The attorney withheld information. General Mills, they are behind it all. They're behind everything. And it's sad, in these days and times, I, as Robert C. Dupree, and not only just me, the focus is not just about me. I'm just want to bring out to the American people, we're talking about the sick disease of racism. We're talking about that which is unjust, unright, the settlement fraud and deceit. The General Mills is continually allowed to get away with this kind of stuff without any action to be taken against them where they could be held accountable for it. It condones and promotes not only the spread of the sick disease of racism, it also condones legalized slavery. It makes no sense at all, and especially in these days and times, that I, as a citizen both of the state of Missouri and of the United States, have to find myself on the internet in order to be heard concerning my rights, which was deprived, my rights to be heard in the courts before a jury. General Mills made sure that this reality in the evidence that I have to present before the courts did not make it to court. And this is, again, they deprived me of my civil and constitutional right, and if this is what how they operate behind the scene to deprive me of my rights, how many more that they have deprived of their rights that is not even heard of. So this is not something that just started. This has been an ongoing battle, and I am still standing up for my civil and constitutional right, and I encourage that everyone else, regardless of what race or ethnic your background may be, to stand up for your civil and constitutional rights, and especially in these days and times. It makes no sense at all that I have to get on the internet or on YouTube or any other source of internet to be heard because I've been deprived my rights from being heard in the courts. And General Mills is behind it all. You all have seen the testimonies, the witnesses. I have read them, and General Mills is still keeping a lot of this stuff swept and under the rug, to say, and even with the settlement fraud deceit. After they deceived me in signing those documents by and through my attorney, not only did they deceive me, they also deceived the court in making the court believe that I voluntarily signed these things with no coercion and none whatsoever. It's all falsehood, and General Mills need to be held accountable. Just like the Joseph B. Brown situation and stuff that is still going on around here and involving with this here. So there's still a lot of prejudice and a lot of discrimination and a lot of deceit and things behind the scene that is going on that General Mills do not want the public peoples to hear. And these, again, are statements of individuals and testimonies that individuals had to say and wanted to bring out. And I just want to continue to bring out more about what, is behind the scene that General Mills do not want the public peoples to be aware of.